Have you ever felt overwhelmed by a new partner's intense affection? Like it was almost too good to be true? That dizzying rush of compliments and grand gestures might feel like love, but it could be a dangerous trap. We're diving deep into love bombing to expose the manipulative tactics behind that dazzling illusion of intimacy. I still remember the first message. It was 2 in the morning, and my phone lit up with a text that felt like it had been written specifically for me. Not generic, not casual. It was like she had crawled inside my head and understood things about me I had never told anyone. Within days, we were talking for hours. She told me things she said she had never shared with another soul, her childhood traumas, her deepest fears, her dreams that nobody else seemed to understand. And here is what really got me. She made me feel like the only person who could truly see her. I thought I had found something rare. You know that feeling when you meet someone and it just clicks, when every conversation flows effortlessly, when silence feels comfortable instead of awkward, when you start finishing each other's sentences. That is what this felt like, except it was happening at light speed. 2 weeks in, she was talking about moving in together. A month in, Jutao, she had picked out names for our future children. I remember thinking, this is crazy. This is too fast. But then I would look at her, and she would say something that made me feel understood in a way I had never experienced before, and all my doubts would dissolve. My friends started asking questions. Why are you spending every single night with her? What happened to your gym routine? When was the last time we grabbed a beer? I brushed them off. They did not understand. They had never felt a connection like this. This was different. This was real. The grand gestures started early. Surprise deliveries at work. Handwritten letters that quoted conversations we had weeks ago, showing she remembered every detail. Playlists curated with songs that somehow captured exactly what I was feeling. She showed up at my apartment at midnight with my favorite food because I mentioned I had a rough day. It felt like being chosen, like winning some cosmic lottery. After years of mediocre dates and relationships that fizzled out, here was someone who was all in, someone who saw me, someone who wanted me with an intensity that was intoxicating. But there were moments, brief flashes where something felt off, like when she got upset because I wanted to spend Sunday afternoon with my brother, or when she checked my phone while I was in the shower and later casually mentioned someone who had texted me, or when she asked me to skip my best friend's birthday party because she needed me. I ignored these moments. I told myself she was just deeply in love, that her intensity came from a place of passion, not possession, that her jealousy was actually kind of flattering. It meant she cared, right? Looking back now, I can see what I could not see then. The signs were there from the beginning. The too much, too soon. The declarations of eternal love before we really knew each other. The way she seemed to become whatever I needed in that moment. The speed at which she wanted to lock me down. But when you are in it, when someone is reflecting back to you this perfect image of yourself, when they are filling a void you did not even know you had, you do not want to see the red flags. You want to believe in the fairy tale. You want to believe that sometimes love really does happen this fast and this intensely. What I did not understand at the time was that none of it was random. Every move was calculated, every gesture designed to hook me deeper. She was not just swept up in emotion, she was executing a playbook I did not know existed. The mirroring started immediately. I mentioned I loved hiking. Suddenly, she was an avid hiker too. I talked about my complicated relationship with my father. Her father issues matched mine almost perfectly. I shared my favorite book. She had read it 3 times and quoted passages I had underlined in my own copy. At first, this felt like destiny, like the universe had finally sent me someone who truly got me. But here is the thing about mirroring. It is not about them sharing your interests. It is about them becoming a reflection of what you need them to be. They are a chameleon, adapting their entire personality to match yours. She even picked up on my insecurities, the ones I tried to hide, my fear of abandonment, my anxiety about not being good enough, my worry that I was too intense for most people, and she used them as entry points. She reassured me in ways that felt like she was reading my diary. She knew exactly what to say to make me feel safe, seen, valued. The isolation happened so gradually, I did not notice it was happening. It started with her wanting to spend more time together, which felt flattering. Then it became her getting hurt when I chose other people over her. Then it became her creating reasons why my friends were not good for me. They did not understand our connection. They were jealous. They were holding me back from my potential. She started monopolizing my time, every evening, every weekend, every free moment. If I made plans without her, There was suddenly an emergency, a crisis only I could help with, a vulnerability only I could soothe. And because I cared about her, because I believed she needed me, I cancelled plans. I skipped events. I slowly withdrew from everyone else. My support system eroded without me realizing it. The friends who might have warned me, the family members who might have asked hard questions, the colleagues who might have noticed the changes in me. They all faded into the background as she became my entire world. And then there was the future faking, the elaborate plans that felt so real, so tangible. She talked about the house we would buy, described it in detail, the neighborhood, the backyard where our dog would run, the office where I would finally write that novel I had always talked about. She made spreadsheets for our future, showed me Pinterest boards of our dream wedding, talked about the trips we would take in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. These were not casual daydreams. These were commitments, promises, a shared destiny she painted so vividly I could almost touch it. And each promise was a chain, binding me tighter to this future only she could see. She talked about introducing me to her family over Christmas, about how her mother would love me, about how we would spend holidays at her childhood home. She spoke about these things with such certainty that I started making decisions based on them. I turned down a job opportunity in another city because we had plans. I signed a longer lease because we were going to move in together soon anyway. The perfect partner facade was exhausting to maintain, but I did not see that yet. I just saw someone who loved me completely, someone who prioritized me above everything, someone who made me feel like I was the center of her universe. What I could not see was the cost, the way I was shrinking myself to fit into the world she was creating, the way I was losing pieces of my identity, the way I was becoming dependent on her validation, her approval, her presence. Every healthy relationship has boundaries, space to be individuals, time apart, separate interests, room to grow independently while also growing together. But this relationship had none of that. It was fusion, enmeshment, two people becoming one, except I was the one disappearing. Real love does not happen in 2 weeks. I know that now. Genuine intimacy builds slowly. It develops through shared experiences, through seeing someone at their worst and choosing to stay, through disagreements that get resolved with respect instead of manipulation. Healthy relationships have rhythm. They have pacing. You meet someone. You date. You get to know their flaws and they get to know yours. You introduce them to your life gradually. You maintain your independence while building something together. There is balance. But love bombing has no balance. It is all intensity, all the time. One person showering the other with affection, attention, gifts, promises, and the recipient feeling overwhelmed, but also addicted to it. Because who does not want to feel that wanted, that desired, that special? The difference is reciprocity. In healthy relationships, both people give and take. Both people have needs. Both people compromise. But in a love-bombing situation, one person is doing all the pursuing while the other is being swept up in it. And that imbalance is the foundation for everything that comes after. I ignored my gut, that voice that whispered, "This is too good to be true." That feeling in my stomach when she said, "I love you" after 3 dates. That tension when she got upset about things that seemed unreasonable. I pushed it down because I wanted to believe in the fantasy. The shift happened around month 4. Suddenly, the person who could not get enough of me seemed annoyed by my presence. The woman who called me her soulmate started pointing out my flaws, small criticisms at first, the way I chewed, my laugh, my choice of shirt, then bigger ones, my career ambitions, my family, my personality. I was confused. What changed? What did I do wrong? I tried harder, became more attentive, more accommodating, more desperate to get back the person who had loved me so intensely just weeks before. She started withdrawing, cancelling plans, going hours without responding to texts. When I asked what was wrong, she told me I was being needy, clingy, suffocating. The very things she had loved about me at the beginning were now character flaws. And then came the gaslighting. She denied saying things I clearly remembered, told me I was misremembering conversations, made me feel crazy for being upset about her behavior. Somehow, her coldness became my fault, my inadequacy, my failure to make her happy. The person I fell in love with never existed. She was a construct, a character designed to capture me. And once I was captured, once I had isolated myself and reorganized my life around her, the mask came off. It took months to untangle myself, months to rebuild the friendships I had neglected, months to trust my own perception again, months to understand that what happened to me had a name: love bombing, a manipulation tactic used by narcissists to hook their targets fast and deep. If you are in the beginning stages of something that feels too intense, too perfect, too fast, slow down. Real love can wait. Real love respects boundaries. Real love does not require you to abandon yourself. Pay attention to pacing, to reciprocity, to whether this person respects your needs or only focuses on their own, to whether they support your other relationships or try to eliminate them. And if you're coming out the other side of this, know that your worth was never dependent on their opinion of you. Their love bombing was not about you being special. It was about you being available. Their devaluation is not about you being flawed. It is about them revealing who they always were. Reach out to the people you pushed away. Many of them saw what you could not see. Many of them will welcome you back. Find a therapist who understands narcissistic abuse. Read, learn, connect with others who survived similar experiences. Your instincts were right all along. That voice that whispered this is too fast was protecting you. Learn to trust it again. The scar this leaves is not visible, but you carry it. Every time someone shows you intense affection, part of you wonders if it is real or another performance. But that wariness is not weakness. It is wisdom earned through pain. Leave your answer in the comments below and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video.